Apple, there's a very famous bit of news this week that Apple is going to be paying Google to use Gemini in replacement for Siri, which is a gigantic white flag waving from Apple that has historically been fumbling the ball in regards to AI stuff. Siri has sucked for the longest time. We should have had a really good Siri a long, long time ago. Alas, we have not. Damon, I know you're plugged into the story. You want to give like a little debrief on it?
Yeah, I mean, you did a nice job of summarizing it. Basically, there's reported numbers that the contract isn't finalized, but somewhere in the neighborhood of $1 billion per year, Apple is going to pay Google in order to have their Gemini models power the on-device assistants for Apple. Right now, that's named Siri. Who knows what form that will take, kind of in the near term. But basically, that's the short version of it. I think there's a couple interesting threads to pull on in this story. Number one, this is kind of the inverse relationship we've seen with Google paying Apple to be the default search engine in Safari, right? Google Search is the default search provider inside of Apple Safari, whether that's on Mac or iPhone or whatever. So I think in some ways, this is just back to our circular finance discussion. This is just Google pays Apple $1 billion to run search. Apple pays Google $1 billion to run Siri, and then back and forth the circle goes. So in some ways, maybe a little bit of a nothing burger. I do think that this is in some ways evidence to the folks that think data is kind of the most important in the AI world. And what I mean by that is one of Apple's fundamental core value propositions for the last decade plus has been this idea of privacy, or at least privacy relative to other device and internet service providers, whether that be the actual internet service providers or the Googles of the world who are providing search and YouTube and other things. And you can't do good AI if you don't know the most about people.